Hello and welcome to the Learning Crypto YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be exploring whether we've put in a local bottom for BTC or whether we should expect a lower prices, and also what that means for altcoins going forward. So let's get straight into the chart. So if you've watched our last couple of videos, you'll know why I've got these levels marked out. Clear levels of previous support and resistance, but also confluence with the Fibonacci retracement, as you can see if we just zoom out. So I talked about these levels in the past couple of videos, and as you can see, we've had a nice little tap of that 60.5k area and bounced up pretty sharply. However, if we go down to the lower time frame, so we start on the daily, whilst we may have had a nice bullish candle on that FOMC day on Wednesday, you can see that we've taken another downturn and in fact put in another lower high. So we had these new all-time highs up here around 73k. We then put in a slight lower high here on Sunday the 17th of March at about 69k, and then as I say on FOMC day you can now see we've put in another downturn, another lower high, and we are heading lower. If we then break it down further to the 4-hour time frame, this is a level that I talked about on the Learning Crypto Premium earlier in the week, and talked about this 4-hour level here. In fact, if we just get rid of this fib so it's not as confusing, let's get that off of there. You can see this level at 64.6k. Talked about this level being important to hold if we wanted to see higher prices. So as you can see, we're in a clear downtrend, making lower highs and lower lows. This level is important because this was the breakout level back on Wednesday. So this was the first time we'd broken out of this downtrend and started to make a higher high, and holding this meant we would make a higher low and then continue upwards. However, as you can see, we've now started a new downtrend, lower highs, lower lows. We've broken below this level and holding as resistance for now. So yeah, we need to get back above this. Otherwise, it looks like we're heading back to retest these lows at around 61k. And if we get a weekly close below 60.5k, then I believe that opens the doors for 52k, which, as you can see from the fib, is the 618. But not only that, it is also the 30% retracement range that we very often see in Bitcoin bull markets, as you can see. So keep an eye on that weekly candle close this week. A close below 60.5k, then I think we do see 52k. Let's wait and see. If we move on to Ethereum, very similar story. You can see how well that level of 3060 odd held. If we just quickly grab our fib and show you the confluence with those fib levels. Again, not quite as neat as the Bitcoin levels, but close enough. And as you can see, a nice little tap of 30,060 and a bounce. However, again, if we go down to the daily time frame, it's the same story. Still making lower highs on the daily time frame. As you can see, another downturn. If we go down to the 4-hour, the level that I think is important for Ethereum is this 3342. Again, this was the first time we made a higher high in this downtrend. Holding this is important, means we'll make a higher low and then we can continue upwards, breaking below that, and I think we revisit the lows of 3060. And once again, if we get a weekly close below 3060, then I think we may well see 2500, which, as you saw earlier, was the 618 on the fib retracement, and would be about a 40% retracement in total from the highs. So again, keep an eye on that weekly candle close, keep an eye on that 4-hour level, and of course the daily time frame if we continue that downtrend. So what does that mean for altcoins? Well, normally if Bitcoin has a drop, then altcoins normally get slaughtered. However, what I want to bring to your attention today is the fact that alts are actually looking pretty good. If we just take a look at some of the indicators, so we've got Bitcoin dominance. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. If we go to the monthly time frame now, take it with a pinch of salt, of course, because this is an index, it's not an actual asset. But when it comes to support and resistance, you can see that these levels have been very well respected in the past. You can see this was a big level of support back here at 53% all the way through 2018, or the second half of 2018 going into 2019. And you can see it's been resistance here ever since October. So Bitcoin dominance, despite the volatility that we've seen in the market, particularly with Bitcoin, the Bitcoin dominance hasn't actually moved. What you usually see, whether Bitcoin goes off by itself and has a solo run, or we have a big dump in the market, you usually see a rise in Bitcoin dominance because market floods into Bitcoin or out of the altcoins and either into Bitcoin and into stables. However, we've not seen that over the past few months. Some alts have outperformed Bitcoin greatly, and some are holding their own. So that is a positive sign to see if you want that alt season. So at here around 53-54%, big sticking point. The previous tops in Bitcoin dominance have been up here about 70%. I'll link the video that I did a couple of weeks ago explaining why I don't think we will see those highs again. So I think this may well be the top for Bitcoin dominance for now. If we go to ETH BTC as well, this is starting to look quite bullish in terms of we are not breaking below these monthly range lows after several attempts. As you can see, we've just been accumulating along these monthly range lows about 0.05. We just need to break out of this monthly bearish trend line, as you can see, and I think we'll make a very fast move up to those monthly range highs of around 0.086. So Bitcoin dominance at resistance, ETH BTC at support, and as well, if we take a look at the total 2, this was something I mentioned on that video a few weeks ago, potential cup and handle pattern forming on the total 2. So total 2 is the total crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin, so essentially all the altcoins. And as you can see, we are forming what could be potentially a cup and handle pattern ready for a breakout. I'm thinking that we come down, test this support down here about 940 billion and then take off. Now, these lines are just arbitrary. It's just to show you an example of where I think price is going to go. It doesn't have to stay within these lines at all. They're not support and resistance. It's just to demonstrate the path that I think it will take. Again, it's an index, not an actual asset, so take with a pinch of salt, but you can see these lines of previous support and resistance have been respected very well. So I think we come down, test 940 billion or so, and then explode upwards. We'll keep an eye on that, see what happens. So finally, I want to bring your attention as well to the alt BTC pairs, and as you can see, a lot of them doing well today and some of them not doing too bad. Again, normally when Bitcoin has a red day like this, you expect a bloodbath in the altcoins. That is not happening, and as I say, some altcoins have vastly outperformed Bitcoin, you know, the likes of Sol, AVAX, NEAR, FTM, etc. So looking pretty good. I think once things settle or we have another leg up in the market, then altcoins are going to outperform. So just a quick recap, ETH looking pretty good versus BTC. So ETH BTC pair looking bullish, Bitcoin dominance at resistance, total 2 potentially forming a bullish bullish chart pattern, and then alt BTC pairs looking strong as well. So let's just quickly recap the pairs that I talked about on Monday's video, where I talked about using that fib retracement to pick up some potential dips. So looked at ADA through the fib up from the lows of January up to the most recent highs from a couple of weeks ago, and as you can see, bounced off that 618 quite nicely. If we go to BNB, again bounced off the 382 very well, and in fact I think that is about 10% profit, so that's not too bad at all. Again, talked about buying these levels on the fib retracement either in spot or very low leverage just to accumulate as things go down, buying the dip, and especially in a bullish environment, because you know that it is eventually going to turn. Obviously not great in a bear market, you don't want to buy the dip that keeps on dipping, but in terms of a bullish environment, buying these fib retracement levels can turn out to be very profitable if you've got the patience to hold. Again, if we take a look at DOT, holding the 0.5 level for now at just under $9 or just on $9, could well come to 618, and as well I highlighted these important levels to hold as well, which I think will be fine. Again, let's go have a look at NEAR, holding the 382 just above the 0.5. Again, this could come down, hit the 0.5 at $5.80, could hit the 618 at about $5. I think that'd be fantastic buy area. If you take a look at the top down to the 618, that'd be about 45% retracement. I think you get an absolute bargain there. I'm very confident in the fact that we won't get below $4 or $3.70 as I've marked out there, which would be a big red flag. Don't think that's going to happen. I think buy the dip all the way down to the 618, maybe even the 786, and you'll be just fine. Of course, not financial advice. And then finally, Rose had a very nice bounce off the 618. Look at that on the nose, not too bad at all. And again, that's probably a little bit of profit there. You're looking at about 10% profit off that as well. So as I said in that video, don't just target the 618 blindly, because you might not get that. As we've seen, you know, BNB looking very strong, only hit the 382, and on the previous legs up that I went through as well. So again, go back and check out that video, see what happened there. But buying these levels on the fib retracement, waiting for that turn, that reversal can work out very profitable. Again, spot, low leverage, don't have to worry about a stop loss or high funding fees, anything like that, and it should turn out very profitable. So that's my outlook on the market. What do you think is going to happen next? Are you prepared for alt season? What alts are you buying up in preparation for it, and what is your buying strategy? Of course, don't forget a big shout out to our sponsors at Blofin Exchange, who are offering exclusive offer of 500 USDT cashback only if you use our link in the description below. So go check them out. UK users welcome and no KYC. So hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good weekend and I'll catch you on the next one.